Welcome. Today we're off to the glorious English countryside for a truly classic walk. We're heading to Worcestershire to take on a beautiful stretch of the Cotswold Way, and trust me, it promises one of the very best views in the entire region. You know, this description just nails it, doesn't it? It perfectly captures that feeling of standing on the Cotswold escarpment. It's that amazing sense of space and history, that quintessentially English countryside that draws so many of us here. And it's exactly what our walk is all about today.
So, here's how we're going to break it all down. We'll look at the walk itself, explore the incredible history and scenery, find the perfect pub for afterwards, and then, crucially, we'll get into all the logistics to make your trip completely stress-free.
Right then, let's start with the route itself. This is a fantastic walk because it's all about maximum reward for a very, very manageable amount of effort. So how far are we talking? Well, it's about 3 miles or just under 5 kilometers. It's a totally achievable distance, which makes it absolutely perfect for a morning or an afternoon out. You really don't need to be a seasoned hiker for this one. I'd say you want to allow a good 2 hours for the walk, and that gives you plenty of time to stop, take all those photos, and just, really soak in those magnificent views. There's absolutely no need to rush it. This is a walk to be savored. And here's the best bit. The route is mostly downhill. You start right up high on the escarpment at the Fish Hill picnic site, and you're hit with a spectacular view from your very first step. Then you just follow the well-signed Cotswold Way as it winds its way down into the valley. Simple as that. Okay, so let's get into what makes this short walk so memorable. Because it's not just about the incredible views. You're literally walking through layers and layers of English history here. So you're walking right along the dramatic edge of the Cotswold escarpment. On a clear day, if you look west, your view stretches right across the Vale of Evesham, all the way to the Malvern Hills. But if you look a bit closer, you're walking through ancient history. Nearby, you've got the Iron Age hill forts of Shemborough and Beckbury Camp, a really powerful reminder that people have been drawn to this spot for thousands of years. And then you have this, the iconic Broadway Tower. Now, you might think it's some ancient defensive castle, right? Well, plot twist, it's actually a folly. It was built in the 1790s purely for its spectacular location. It later became a bit of a retreat for giants of the arts and crafts movement, like William Morris, who came here to find inspiration. I love this quote because it's so true. While the walk from Fish Hill is mostly downhill, the Cotswold Way always has a few little surprises. There are moments where you'll feel it in your legs, but they are always, and I mean always, immediately rewarded when the whole landscape just opens up right in front of you. Right, after that lovely descent from the escarpment, you arrive at your destination, the absolutely beautiful and very aptly named village of Broadway. Broadway is often called the jewel of the Cotswolds, and for good reason. It's a classic Cotswold village, but what makes it so special is its incredibly wide main street, which just gives it this wonderful, calming sense of space. It's just lined with those famous honey-colored buildings, little art galleries, and lovely independent shops. And after any good walk, tradition dictates there's really only one thing for it, doesn't it? It's time to find that perfect pub, rest your feet, and reflect on those views with a well-earned drink. For a really authentic experience, we'd recommend stepping just off the main high street to find the Crown and Trumpet. And as this visitor says, it's a proper traditional pub that just feels like you're stepping back in time. It's absolutely brilliant. And just to be clear, this is not one of those fancy gastropubs. This is the real deal. It's been a regular in the Good Beer Guide for over 35 years. It often has a roaring open fire, and it's the perfect place for a pint of local ale and a massive bowl of cheesy chips. Honestly, what more could you want? Okay, let's talk logistics. Getting this part right for a linear walk like this is the absolute key to a truly relaxing day out. So the big question for drivers is where to leave the car. You can park for free up at the Fish Hill picnic site and start walking straight away, but you'll need to keep an eye on the clock in the pub to catch the bus back up the hill. My preferred option is usually to park in Broadway first. You'll pay a few pounds, but then you get the bus out of the way, and the walk ends right where your car is waiting. No clock watching required. And hey, if you're coming without a car, no problem at all. It's actually dead easy. You get the train to Moreton-in-Marsh, which has direct services from London Paddington. Then, right outside the station, you just hop on the Stagecoach number 1 or 1A bus. Just ask the driver for the Fish Hill picnic area stop, and you're there. Now, this is the key bit of info for those who parked at the top. To get back to your car at Fish Hill, you need that same Stagecoach 101A bus. You catch it from the centre of Broadway, right outside the famous Lygon Arms Hotel. The buses run roughly hourly, Monday to Saturday, but they are less frequent on Sundays. A single ticket is just a few pounds, but remember, the last bus is usually around 6 p.m., so keep that in mind.
And as you can see here, Broadway is surprisingly well connected for a rural village. Apart from that vital service from Moreton-in-Marsh, you've also got buses connecting from Cheltenham and the market town of Evesham. So it's a very accessible day trip from several of the larger local towns. And one final, really crucial tip. This is rural England, and bus services can be, well, let's just say they can be changeable. Please, please, please do a quick online search for the latest timetable before you leave home. It takes 2 minutes, and it can save you a very long wait at a bus stop.
So there you have it. A perfect walk, a spectacular view, a dash of history, a classic pub, and all the practical details you need to make it happen. The only question left is, when are you going to go and see it for yourself?